I'm recording this session, so all of you will have to accept the recording part. So, shall we start? Okay. My name is Delin Mathew, and I'm a career counselor. I'm a child psychologist and also a parenting coach. And it is indeed a proud privilege to address all of you. I can see that we already have 53 participants, and some of them will be joining in. So, I know large number of you are going to appear for the board exams very soon. 10th board exams and 12th board exam. 12, some of the exams are already over, I know that, but those are the minor subjects. The major subjects are yet to start. And 10th standard, if I'm not wrong, they're starting on 26th with their first exam. So all the very best to you, and let's quickly get on to what are the key factors to be kept in mind while you're preparing for your board examination. So first, regarding the time management, I would like to talk, because most of the students I am coming across, since I'm a career counselor, I come across a lot of students who keep telling me, he said, time nahi milta, time nahi milta, time nahi milta. So that's something which I keep hearing. So to all the students, first thing I want to tell you is make a schedule for yourself. So there are some people whom I have seen, they are very organized. So when they are organized, they come and tell me they have time for everything. They have time for playing, they have time for TV, they have time for studies, they have time to spend with family. So some people I've seen are very organized and they make a proper schedule and they follow it. Whereas there are some people who are generally, it's little disorganized. They are not able to make a schedule. So dear students, what I want to tell you today is make a schedule for yourself. You sit down today, preferably with your parents or with your friends with whom you are doing your combined studies. Sit down with them and discuss with them, okay, what time I should get up? What time should be my study time? What time should be my entertainment time? I'm not saying you should only study. I will come to that. A lot of other activities are also important when you are exercising your brain. So make a schedule and strictly try and follow it. And this schedule has to be changed every week. Changed in the sense, so suppose you've said I'm going to wake up at 9 o'clock, and then I know for children getting up at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock is a challenge. So let's be realistic. You're saying I'll wake up at 9 o'clock. So from 9 o'clock, you say, okay, I am going to get ready by 9:30, have my breakfast and everything finished by 10 o'clock. From 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, 2 hours, I'm going to do my maths. From 12 to 12:15, I'm going to take a break. Then I'm going to sit and study for science. Then I'm going to have my lunch. I'm going to watch my TV from this time to this time. This is my study time for physics or social studies or fashion studies or whatever subjects you're talking about. Then you have to strictly follow that. After 1 week, what I would recommend is, so today if you're made, so today is Sunday, 21st of November. Next Sunday, you sit down and see, okay, I had made the schedule. Was I able to follow this? So if you're not being able to follow, you find out where things went wrong and adjust your schedule as per your requirement, because I can't dictate a schedule for you. Then adjust it, and then for the next 1 week, try and follow that. Uske baad again next 1 week, then you take a realistic check of the schedule which I have made. Was I able to follow? If not, again change it and try and push yourself. It is not that you made a schedule and after 1 week you're saying, oh, I couldn't get up at 9 o'clock, I woke up at 12 o'clock. You can't have major variations. Instead of 9 o'clock, if you could wake up at 9:30, still I can accept. But a major variation can't come. So this is very, very important. Next is the key word, that is focus. A lot of students, when I do career counseling, when I speak to students, when I speak to parents, because most of the parents have same complaint. My child is very intelligent, but they are not putting in the required hard work. I know most of the students who are listening to this will agree to this. All of you are intelligent, I know that. But you are not able to put in that hard work. So when a lot of students, whenever I come across students and whenever they ask me if there is one word for success, I would say if there is one word for success, and that is focus. Focus is the key in life. Whether it is for your studies, whether it is for your job, whether it is for your sports, whether it is for your personal life, anybody who has focused has gone ahead in life. In whichever field, there are some people who focus very professional in professional matters or in academic matters, but in other things like in their personal life, and they are not focused. So where your focus goes, you will move ahead over there. Another example I can give, if there are 40 students in a class or 30 students in a class, and if the child who's topping, you ask me what is the reason why this child is a topper with 99% and why is this child only scoring 40%, I would say the only word which differentiate these two students is this word focus. For focus, again, the first point is very important. You have to make a schedule and you have to organize yourself. So that's why I said schedule first, then focus. Because if you don't make a schedule, you will not be able to organize yourself. Until the time you're not organized yourself, you cannot focus. Even when you're sitting down for studies, I will give you more tips how to make the best of the time when you're studying. That point I'll come to subsequently. But what I want you to do is, even when you're sitting down and studying, that time also you need to focus. Throughout the day, you need to have a focus that this is my schedule. And when I'm sitting down and doing a particular thing, I'm seeing some students when they play video games, they're so focused. You go next to them, stand, you speak to them, they are not bothered. But when they're sitting in their room and studying, even if a housefly is flying from, say, in a different room, they'll come to know. They get distracted. So that is where this word focus is coming. If you can keep this word focus in your mind, I'm telling you, your battle in life is won. It is 100% sure that people who are focused moves ahead in life. It is not people who are intelligent. Because focus makes you smarter in planning, smarter in working. So this is the key word for you to move ahead in life. Next thing I have seen a lot of students tell me, sir, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this together. So it is not a problem for me. Let me tell you, there is nothing called multitasking. I know I do multitasking myself. When I'm driving, sometimes I'm speaking on the mobile and sometimes I'm doing something else also. Or while I'm sitting in the office or doing something, I am watching TV, I'm checking WhatsApp messages, and at the same time, there is a newspaper in front of me. So a lot of us do multitasking, but the fact remains all studies say that your brain can only do one major task at a time. So your brain is only concentrating on something. Why do the police people say that you should not use mobile while driving? All of us knows that we can use mobile and drive. Majority of us can use mobile and drive, and we can give guarantee, no, I will not meet with an accident. But why there are rules which says that you cannot use mobile while driving is because of this very study, because your brain can concentrate only at one major task at a time. So some of the students, when they're sitting down for studies, they want to do so many other things. Please do not do that. When you're studying, you're studying. Again, I'll come to music because I think that is the next point. Because a lot of students tell me, "Nahi, sir, I enjoy music while I'm studying." Whether it is correct or not, I'll come to that point. So please keep that in mind. You cannot multitask with your major tasks. When you are sitting and watching TV, not very important. You don't have to concentrate too much. Then you can check on your mobile or read newspaper or do something else. That's okay. But when you are doing something very, very important, please remember, if you do something else, your brain will have to be given double input, or you have to do double the duty, or you have to put in double the effort if you are doing a multitasking simultaneously. Now come to this point. So I was just about mentioning about music. So is music a friend or foe? Foe means your enemy. We still do not know. Because what happens is large number of us students I have seen, they have earplugs and music going on while studying. And when I ask them, "Okay, can you study when the music is on?" They sir, absolutely, I have no problem. I can only study when I'm listening to music. I've even heard students saying that. So when you go 1 point up, let me tell you, it is not correct. Music is to relax your mind. Most of us enjoy music. I know that. But again, that comes under multitasking category. So when you're listening to music, okay, some students say, okay, I'm writing notes, so it's all right. I don't have to concentrate much, so I can listen to music. Even while doing math sums, I've seen students who are listening to music, or there are some students always want music while studying. I would put it as an enemy category. Music is an enemy to your concentration. I'm not saying music is your enemy. No, music is not enemy. I know most of you students enjoy music and love to listen to music most of the time. By all means, do it to relax yourself. But when you're studying, especially when you're doing something where you require a lot of attention, please do not have music. It is a proven fact. Again, I'll tell that point that when your mind is relaxed, you can't concentrate much. Okay, so please keep this in mind. Please do not play music when you are studying. It is not done. Next is train your brain. A lot of you must be wondering how is this we can train our brain. Now I'll go back to a lot of conversations which I have with some students. Some of the students come back to me and say, sir, I study the whole night and during the day I sleep. Very good, because most of the students these days are fond of studying at night. They don't want to wake up in the early morning hours, and they don't want to study. Some of them don't even want to study any part of the day. I don't have any problem with it, but I have a problem in one particular area. That is when you have your exams. Okay, so what is the timing of your exam? Generally, CBSE exams or any major exam starts at 10:30 in the morning. Now I know it's the objective type. It's starting at 11:30 and finishing at 1 o'clock. So that is 1.5 hour paper. Otherwise, generally the 3 hour paper or 2.5 hours paper starts at 10:30 and finishes at 1 o'clock or 1:30. Now what happens is, so this is the time when you require the maximum attention of your brain. When you are studying throughout the night. You have made a schedule that I'll start studying at 8 o'clock in the night and I'll study till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I will sleep and I'll wake up at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, lazy around. And then finally I'll sit down to study by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So now what is happening is your biological cycle has changed. Your brain is used to relaxing during the day and working during the night. And when you sit down in the examination hall, your brain is having a fight with you. Your brain is saying, hello, this time you were sleeping and I was resting. Suddenly, why are you exercising me? Because that is how you have trained your brain. So I tell these students, when you need to concentrate or you need to give the maximum output from your brain, that is the time you need to exercise your brain maximum. So I tell students that do maximum practice papers during the time when you are supposed to go and write the exam. So large number of students who are having this routine of sleeping during the day and studying during the night is going to harm you. I'll repeat, the reason behind it is your brain has to be trained for the biological cycle of the time when you require the brain to function at its optimum. Now, brain, what happens is the brain takes input. When you're sleeping, that is the time it is processing, it is not resting. Okay, I'll come to that point about sleep also a little later. So your brain is processing the information which you are given as input while you're sleeping. It is not totally switching off. Then when you are waking up, again the brain is ready to accept information or give out the information, the output which you are desiring. Any input given to the brain is of no use if you cannot use it at the time when you require the output. I have studied the entire textbook, but if my brain can't remember it and give the output when I require it, it's of no use. So please, my dear children, change your routine. If all your major exams are going to be somewhere around between 10:30 to 1:30. So when you are making your cycle of studies, this is the time you need to put in the maximum effort. You need to do the maximum work. You need to do the practice papers so that the brain automatically knows, oh, it's going to be 10:30. That's the time my boy is suddenly woken up and he's going to ask me to reproduce the facts or the information which is given into the brain yesterday or day before yesterday or in last one. This point is very, very important because large number of students come to me and say, sir, I knew everything, but last minute, okay, somebody is asking me, can you send me a general sample schedule for studies if possible? I'll come to it in the end. Okay, so this is very, very important. Please change your schedule. So first point which I talked about the schedule, you have to incorporate, you have to wake up by 9:30 at any cost if you want to do well in your exams. Let me be very clear about it. Some of you might say, sir, I can't study during the day, but just too bad. 9:30 should be the cutoff for you to wake up in the morning. It cannot go beyond that if you want to do well in your exams. The next point, phone away. Now, again, large number of students when I speak to, they say, sir, I have my mobile. It doesn't disturb me. I put it on silent. And sometimes I say, why can't you switch it off and put it in another room when you're sitting and studying in the night? No, sir, I can't put it away. I use it as the alarm. An alarm clock will cost not more than 200 rupees. Please don't use your phone as your alarm clock because it will do you more harm than good, because whenever the phone is inside your room, you will have temptation to check your phone. You put a status on or a reel on Instagram, you are tempted again and again to check, has anybody liked, has so and so liked my reel, or so and so checked out on my message, and then you are eager. Even if it is on silent, when it starts vibrating, your concentration goes. Now I have my phone on my desk, I have put it on silent, but the moment some message comes and it vibrates, automatically my attention goes there. Similarly, when you are doing any major, okay, somebody saying all my notes and PDF are in my phone, so I can't put it away. Please download it, take a printout. It will do you a lot of good. Let me tell you. Take a printout and use it, and otherwise make a note in your textbook, in your notebook. It will help you. Please don't give the excuse. After 10 o'clock in the night, you should not have your phone with you. That is the general golden rule which I say, because there's another reason to it. I've seen all unwanted activities happen over the phone after 10 o'clock in the night. All unwanted. So if any of the parents are listening, I'm sorry, a lot of students might not be liking what I'm saying. Please put your phone away, 10 o'clock, switch it off and give it to your parents and tell them to put it under lock and key. Let me tell you, your performance will tremendously improve. I can give you a guarantee. If you don't get any result out of it, you can call me. My mobile number is there on the top right corner. Understood? Because if you're studying during the night and if you have the phone, your efficiency comes down 50%. I will straight away put it as 50%. So if you're sitting for 4 hours, your effective study time will be 2 hours. And if you think the phone is not going to disturb you, then switch it off and put it in another room. If you actually feel it's not going to disturb you, switch it off and put it in another room. Why you are not having a willpower to do that? You must have that willpower. Because if you don't have that willpower, you will be tempted. Even I get tempted if I wake up at 2 o'clock in the night. I also feel like, okay, let me check any messages, anything, something, as if some very important thing might be there on the phone. Nobody, I'm not so important for anybody. So are you. The world will not stop just because you switched off your mobile at 10 o'clock in the night. You tell your friends, okay, buddy, I am going to switch off my mobile every day at 10 o'clock. So if you want to send me a joke or a song or anything, send it in the morning. I laugh at your joke in the morning, 9 o'clock. Before that, I can't laugh. At night, don't expect me to send my comments. If you think you're looking very good at night, put your poster, but I will comment only after 9 in the night, morning. So this is also a very, very important point. Phone away. Next is distraction slips. Now,
सुन रही हूँ कान से अपने वो देखो उसी चीज के लिए मना कर रहा है वो कि ब्रेन मल्टीटास्किंग नहीं कर सकता है.
Can I request you to put yourself on mute? Please mute yourself. Thank you. Next is distraction slips. So initially I talked about making a schedule, that is organizing yourself. Then I spoke about focus, how to focus. Now another very, very important thing in the same criteria is distraction slips. So what is this distraction slips? So when I know, like I said, make a schedule for 1 week, try and follow it. Now when you making the schedule, you should know what are the things which is going to distract you. What are the things which is not working for me? So you have to write it down in small pieces of paper, which I call it as distraction slips. They say, I spend too much of time on my mobile. Write it down in a small piece of paper. I am very fond of online games, so I play a lot of time on online games. I am very fond of chatting with my friends. Write it down. I just sit and do daydreaming. Write it in another piece of paper. So whatever is your distraction, which is troubling you, which is stopping you from achieving your aim, put it down in small piece of paper and stick it in front of your table where you're sitting. I call this a distraction slips. So when you're looking in front, you know these are the things which is stopping me from achieving my success or keeping my focus or stopping me from reaching my goal. When you see for yourself that these are the things which is stopping me, and don't feel shy. Your parents might come and see it in your room. They'll feel very happy. Chalo, at least my son or my daughter knows what is stopping her from achieving her goal, and she is going to do all things to ensure that she is going to focus in her life. So these distraction slips are very important because till the time you don't identify what is your distraction, because सबको पता है कि what is stopping you from achieving your target, but put it down in a piece of paper, stick it in front of you and stare at it every day and know, okay, these are the things that is stopping me. Then you will be able to cut down on those distractions. So first thing is cut down on your distraction. You will get organized, and when you get organized, you will get your focus right. This distraction slips are very, very important if you want to move ahead and schedule, go as per the schedule. Next is physical activity. Again, a lot of students tell me, sir, exams are, I sit and study. I just study. I don't go out. I have no time to go and play because tomorrow I have a very important exam. Every study say that any kind of physical activity improves your brain power. So don't be under this myth that, we all, most of us Indian parents also feel, no, exams are there, don't go out, don't go and play. It is incorrect. 1 hour of physical activity will improve your brain power many times. Physical activity is a must. So it is not necessary you have to go and play football or basketball or whatever, but you have to do something. It could be a brisk walk, it could be a cycling, it could be just going outside the house and doing yoga, or it could be just going to the park and meeting your friends, but don't stand still. There's 1 hour of physical activity is required. You just go gossip with your friends and come back. I wouldn't consider that as physical activity. When you're gossiping or you're chatting with your friends, tell them let's take a walk, you want to crack a joke, you want to tell about somebody else, let's do it together, but let's do walking. Physical activity is very, please don't do annotation on this thing. Just 1 second. Okay, so physical activity is very important. Do not compromise on that. Your brain requires 3 things mainly to work at the optimum level. One is physical activity. Second 2 things, I will just come in the next 2 points. So please do not cut down on your physical activity while you are having exam or not, because that 1 hour of physical, preferably it should be half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening. It could be a walk, basketball, football, whatever you can do, but you must do. Next is the right food. So this is the second thing which is required for your brain. There are 3 things I said. One is physical activity, second is right food. Your brain requires good amount of nutrition for its good health. Try and avoid junk food, especially during the examination time, because till the time your brain doesn't get the right amount of nutrition, it cannot assimilate information or process the information which you are giving into the brain. Right kind of food is very much required. Food which will mean, like, what you can do is you can also have salads, a lot of fruits, fruit juices, pulses, dal, whatever you want to have, but the right food. Junk you can have, but once in a while. Don't binge on Maggie regularly. There are some students who say, "Mujhe dinner nahi chahiye," and after some time, around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you start feel hungry. Go to the kitchen, make a Maggie and start eating. That will do more harm to you. So, like I said, for your brain, these are the two things which is required. One is physical activity, and the second thing is the right food. Just give me a thing. And the third point is right amount of sleep and rest. Again, some of the students tell me, sir, tomorrow I've got exam. So, or today for today's exam, what I did not sleep the whole night. I kept on studying, and I went to the examination hall. But I knew everything, but it was not coming out. Large number of students have heard this point saying, "Sir, I was sitting in the examination hall, I was knowing everything, but I was not able to write because it is not coming to my mind. What exactly is it?" The reason behind it is lack of sleep and rest. Now, again, I'll come to the functioning of the brain or training the brain. Like I said, whatever information you give to your brain, the brain takes some time to process it, and that is generally done when you sleep or rest. Okay, so if you study throughout the night and go to the examination hall directly, what is happening is you have given a lot of input to the brain, but you're not given the time to the brain to process it. Because after processing, then it will give you the output when you require to recall it. So this is the problem which happens with large number of students. When the exam is there next day, they will sit the entire night and study. Again, you should not do that. What you should do is you should rest adequately. Generally, it is said 8 hours of sleep is a must. Now, this is not only for exam, this is for your daily routine also. They say at least they say 8 hours of sleep is a must, but I would say at least 7 hours of sleep is a must for every child. Whoever is listening here and whoever is in this in your surroundings, please tell them at least 7 hours in a day you have to sleep, because that is where your brain will work optimum. You think that you keep giving input to the brain and it will give you, because you need to study smart. So the right kind of food, physical activity, and minimum 7 hours of sleep is a must for you to do well in your exam. It is not only about studies. These three are also very, very important. So please do not forget these 3 points. Now, one more thing which I want to give you is, come back to the first point, how to make a schedule for yourself. Now, if you look at the school curriculum, all of yours, most of your students, so you see that most of the periods in the school are 40 minutes. So 40-minute period, after that next period, again next period, like that. So why is this 40 minutes generally followed by almost all the schools? The reason behind it is because there was a study which was carried out long time ago to find out what is the optimum time your brain can concentrate on a particular thing. And it was, the studies came out with a timing that 40 minutes is the optimum time your brain can concentrate on a particular thing. After that, your distraction starts. Okay, so now when you're sitting down to study, what I want to tell you is how you should make a schedule is you should first sit down and study for 40 minutes. How much ever time you have decided, even if you decided to study for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever time, your first cycle should end at exactly 40 minutes. Keep the alarm clock, not mobile phone, keep the alarm clock. After 40 minutes, take a 5 minutes break, not beyond 5 minutes. Again, sit down for 40 minutes. Again, take 5 minutes break. Again, sit down for 40 minutes. So then make 40, 40, 40, 3 cycles over. So that means 2 hours of studies you have done. Now you can do a long break of half an hour. This is the best study cycle which has been found out through the studies by various people. Now, in this 5 minutes break between these 40 minutes, what you can do? This is known as short break. Short break is basically to relax your brain, or rather slowing down your brain. You're not switching off. It's something like you're driving a car. You're not switching off the car. In that 5 minutes, you're just slowing down. So you can get up from your seat, take a walk, have some snacks, preferably fruits or salads or something. You cannot have any major meal in this 5 minutes. Okay, you can eat some fruits or nuts or whatever you wish to. If you want to listen to music, you can listen to light music. Try and avoid your mobile phone in this 5 minutes break. And what you can do is take a small walk, preferably take a round of the house or something. Come back in exactly 5 minutes. Then again sit down for 40 minutes. Again do that 5 minutes break. And I told you what all things you can do, what all you cannot do. No blasting of music, no taking of mobile, because taking of mobile has got a different connotation, because your major shift in brain happens, because if you see some good news or a bad news, your brain will go into that direction. After that, again, when you take a 2 hours, you didn't done the 3 cycles of 40 minutes, then when you take that half an hour break, at that time you can have both food and check the mobile if you wish to. You can blast your music, you can interact with your family members, you can do whatever you feel like in that half an hour break. So this is the exact schedule you should follow. Never sit down on the chair for more than 40 minutes at one stretch. Because like I said, the optimum time of concentration is 40 minutes. After that, the distraction sets in. Take a break for 5 minutes. 40 minutes again, 5 minutes break, then 40 minutes, then take a break of half an hour or beyond. This is the best ideal cycle which we can think of while you're sitting down for studies. Try and follow this. Suddenly you'll see that your brain input has suddenly increased. So these are the some points which I had about your time management. Say 5 hours sleep is sufficient for a student. Okay, somebody is saying that my it was trained for a long time to reduce sleep to 5 hours without decreasing efficiency. I joined your meeting, couldn't stay away. So happy to see you. Okay. What is happening is 5 hours of sleep is just not adequate. I will very clearly say, because this is one of the students who had put a query saying that my parents say that 5 hours of sleep is enough. No, all studies show that you require 8 hours of sleep, and sleeping well for 8 hours increase your life also. It improves your efficiency of the brain and it increases your lifespan also. So from 8 hours, I can, give 1 hour of leverage and say 7 hours, but not lesser than 7 hours. Whenever I check out on students, I always check the number of hours they are sleeping. If they're not sleeping for at least 7 hours, I insist that you should sleep, because your brain requires these 3 things: physical activity, right food, and right amount of sleep for its optimum functioning. Okay. So these are the some points which I had. Since I am also a career counselor, what I'll do is I will show you a small video clipping on interesting video clipping about choosing your career. So I hope you all enjoy it. In case you're not able to hear the audio, please let me know. But I hope you'll be able to enjoy this video.
Hello, ma'am.
Where's the dress section? So I came last week, so I saw something. I just came to pick that up.
Ma'am, we don't have any dresses today. It's black t-shirt. Want to try? Please, ma'am. एक बार try तो कर लीजिए, ma'am.
So you don't have anything else except black t-shirts?
क्या बात है शादी तो शोरूम में खाली टी-शर्ट भैया मरून ब्लेजर मेरे साइज में एक्सेल दिखा दीजिए
आई एम लुकिंग फॉर जीन्स शर्ट आई हैव अ वाउचर जो आज एक्सपायर हो जाएगा
We've given our jeans for alteration yesterday.
I'm looking for white formal shirt. Blazers तो अवेलेबल नहीं है. Black t-shirts है सर.
आज सिर्फ ब्लैक टी शर्ट है
ब्लैक एंड जस्ट एक्सेल साइज
या
क्यों?
साइज that so? शर्ट दिखा दो, टाई दिखा दो।
कल तो ये नहीं था, आज अचानक।
तो ये वाउचर का मैं क्या करूँगी फिर?
सब बट बहुत अच्छी टी-शर्ट है। Once you try it, you will definitely buy it.
जीन्स तो मिलेगा ना हमारा।
मैम आप हमें हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट बताएंगे क्या हमें क्या करना चाहिए? भैया क्यों दिमाग खराब कर रहे हो? नहीं लेनी ब्लैक टी-शर्ट।
Where's the manager?
Is your manager here? Can you call the manager?
अपने मैनेजर को बुलाइए प्लीज।
He's the manager.
The whole store has only one.
पहन सकते हैं।
मीटिंग में मैं क्या करूँ? जो काली टी-शर्ट दिख रही है ये
बिल्कुल नहीं, let's go.
नहीं सर।
हेलो मैम, हेलो सर, सॉरी यू आर टू फेस दिस, बट आपको आपके कपड़ों में चॉइस नहीं मिली तो आपको इतना बुरा लगा। सोचिए ना मुझे कैसा लगता होगा जब मुझे मेरे करियर के लिए चॉइसेस नहीं मिलती। आई वांट टू बी अ गिटारिस्ट, बट मेरे पेरेंट्स नहीं चाहते कि मैं वो करूँ।
मेरे भैया को टेनिस बहुत पसंद था। मेरे पेरेंट्स को अच्छा नहीं लगा तो उन्होंने अलाउ ही नहीं किया।
One of my friend, he's very good in maths, so my parents are always comparing him with me.
क्या सबको 90% आना जरूरी है? Does everyone need to be a topper? अगर मुझे डांस में इंटरेस्ट है तो मुझ पे 90% लाने का प्रेशर क्यों है?
जैसे आप सबको हर चीज़ की चॉइसेस मिलती है, मुझे भी मेरे करियर के लिए चॉइसेस मिलनी चाहिए।
बात तो सही है तुम्हारी बेटा।
आपको क्या बनना है बड़े होके?
मुझे एक सिंगर और एक डायरेक्टर बनना है।
So you will be a director who sings. That's amazing.
रोहित शर्मा मुझे बहुत पसंद है। I like his pull shot.
मुझे क्रिकेटर बनना था तो उस टाइम मुझे क्रिकेटर नहीं बनने दिया।
आप वही बनना जो आप चाहते हो, it's okay.
So this is all because of you?
Yes. ये एक टी-शर्ट सबको फिट नहीं होगी ना, तो सबको डॉक्टर बनना जरूरी है?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I'll request all the students, we've got exactly 5 minutes to go, less than 5 minutes. I'll request all the students to pick up a paper and pen. Can you just pick up a paper and pen? I want to do a small exercise and nobody is going to see it. In case your parents are around you, please tell them not to look at it. They can listen to what I'm talking, but tell them not to look at what you are writing in that paper, in that piece of paper. So have you all taken the paper and pen? Okay, so I will ask you the first question. Where are you now on a scale of 1 to 10? So this question is for all the students. Okay, suppose you are a 10th or a 12th standard student, after exam is in the next week. The first term board examination is going to happen next week. So in a scale of 1 to 10, how prepared are you? Be honest to yourself. I'm not going to write it, show it to me, or even if your parents are there, tell them not to have a look at it. So please put down in a scale of 1 to 10. 10 means you're fully prepared. You know I'm going to score 100%. 1 means not there. You know, I didn't even open my books and all this. So on a scale of 1 to 10, please note down honestly, where do you stand? Even if you're not going to write the board examination, it is all right. Whatever has been, if you're a 9th standard student or a 11th standard student or whatever, till that time, till now, whatever syllabus has been covered, how do you stand? Are you fully prepared or not at all prepared? Just scale yourself. Now write down, where do you want to get on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 means you want to get 100% marks. 9 means 90%, 8 means 80% and all those things. Oh, by the way, this need not be purely academic also. It could be some of your life goals also. It could be like, I want to be a guitarist or we're going to become a cricketer. So wherever you want to reach. So this purely need not be studies alone. It could be some other field which you are very passionate about also. Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you want to get? So majority of you, I know, want to reach a scale of 10, but there might be some people who will be very satisfied with 6 or 5 or 4. Please write down where do you want to reach. Now is the most important question, not I would say most important, one of the important questions. What do you need to get there? Which means, what are you supposed to do to get there? Please write it down. This can be 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines. So if you want, I can give you extra paper. If you want, I can give you extra time. I can give you paper from here, but I can give you extra time. So what do you need to do to get there? So any other point which was mentioned in the webinar, could be taken like focus or whatever. Or if you want to write down your own points, okay, what all you need to do to get into the scale which you have decided to reach, please write down. Okay, now when you're decided ki I need to do this things to get to my goal, now what I want to write down is what are the things which has worked for you in the past. Means what all things which you did has brought out good result for you. Like some might say I woke up in the morning and started studying, so my uh, quality of studies improved. Or some people might say I used to study with my friends, so my study was better, or whatever what has worked for you in the past. So what was your things which you planned and worked very beautiful for you? Please note it down. And the next point, what didn't work for you? This is very important. Again, this would be the distraction slips equivalent. What are the things which did not work for you? In the sense, I decided to study till 5 o'clock in the morning, but I slept off at 12 o'clock in the night. Or I decided to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, but I woke up at 12 o'clock in the morning or afternoon. So what are the things which didn't work for you, which you planned to do, but did not work? Please write it down. Now is the next question. What do you need to get there? Okay. So earlier also this question was asked, what do you need to get there to the scale of 1 to 10? Now again the same question is asked because now you have identified your distractions. You identified what is working well for you. Now you have to write this question again. Okay, what is it that you need to do to get to that goal? Please write it down. 5able279. Please do not do annotation on the screen. And last and most important question for you, how committed are you? Again, I want you to rate yourself. Hey, because whenever you go for shopping these days, everywhere they're asking for rating. When the Swiggy chap is delivering food for you, he'll also ask, sir, please rate me 5 stars. So now I want you to rate yourself. How much will you rate yourself? You are doing very good, rate 10 out of 10. You are doing average, give 5 or 6. You are just not doing enough, give 1 to yourself. I am not going to check it. This is a self-assessment. That's it, my dear students, boys and girls. That is all from my side. Anybody having any questions you may like to ask? I can see 64 participants here. I've done with my content. Like I said, I leave you by 12:15. I'm delayed by 3 minutes. I like to keep on time. So in case any one of you have have any questions, you can write it down in the chat or you can unmute yourself and ask. I would prefer you just put it down in the chat or you can unmute yourself. Some of you have complimented me saying it was very good, useful session and all those things. Thank you so much. I'm on a mission to help students achieve their goal and make their journey towards the goal a little more comfortable and stress-free. That is my aim, to make you stress-free. I am seeing a lot of students are coming under stress only because poor planning and lack of focus, nothing else. It's not that you're not intelligent, you're all intelligent. Every parent is telling me, "Ki mera bachcha is very intelligent, but not focused." Okay. Somebody is requesting for ideal schedule. Okay, this question had come before also. See, I can't give an ideal schedule because of simple reason. There are some students who like to study, majority of the students like to study at night and they cannot wake up in the morning. Some students, about 75% of the students I have seen doesn't like to wake up early in the morning. They like to study at night. Only 20-25% of the students I have seen who like to wake up in the morning and study. So I can't give an ideal schedule for the students, because if you can't study, like in my own case, I can't study at night, but I can get up early in the morning and start studying. So everybody has got a different cycle. So I wouldn't like to give an ideal schedule. Ideally, you should make that schedule. If you are a student, please sit with your parents, because your parents are your best guide. Let me tell you, they know your strength. They will tell you, okay, beta, last time you decided to study till this time, it will not work for you. So you sleep at 12 o'clock and wake up at so and so time. They will tell you. Take them in your stride while making the plan. So I wouldn't like to give an ideal schedule. There are some questions which has come. He's saying it was very helpful, sir. At morning when I try to read, but just a small second nap makes me fall asleep and make me wake up very late. I can't help it. So I'm confused. What should I do for my career? I want to do traveling, but somewhere I also want to do NDA and serve the nation. Okay, I'm a career counselor, so I'll be able to happy to help you. You have the number, my number written down here. Please note down my number and give me a message. We can have a chat, have a conversation, have a talk, have a session, have a psychometric assessment, uh, whatever you wish to have. So we can work that out. Anybody else? Any questions?
Sir, you have explained the point, focus, the keyword.
Okay.
Can you explain one more time? I didn't get that time. Sorry, sir.
Okay, no problem. What I was mentioning was focus. Focus. सबसे पहले you have to identify your distractions. Okay. First, you identify what are your distractions. Put it down in small piece of paper, which I said is known as the distraction slips, and put it in front of you. So you know these are the things which is stopping me from focusing. Now, when you cut down on your distractions, then you have to organize yourself. Because you would have heard some people saying he's so organized that he's got time for everything. There are some famous celebrities, there are some famous personalities, or you can find people in your neighborhood also who are so organized. They'll get up at this time. The gym time is from this time to this time. This is their breakfast time. This is the time we have office or study time, or their entertainment time, their family time, their again gym time or play time, and all those things. So there are some people who always focus on always organize themselves. So then automatically when you organize, your focus comes. And then so many other things which I told about: keeping your phone away, switching off the music, to sit and study for 40 minutes, take a 5-minute break, again sit down, study for 40 minutes, make a schedule for yourself which is more comfortable to you. And I didn't give a schedule only because of the simple reason that it might not be comfortable for you. So make a schedule which is comfortable for you. Take out genuinely, if you're a 12 standard student, at least 6 hours of self-study is required. So accordingly, make a schedule. Automatically, your focus will come. Okay, focus is not one word which will come automatically. For that word to come, you have to do so many other things. Then that word will come into your life. And once that word will come, then nobody can stop you from achieving your goal. Nobody will stop you from going ahead in life. Okay, eating before an exam, right thing. See, there is nothing right or wrong about eating or not eating. I would prefer you should eat reasonably well, not over, because what happens is when your stomach is too full, then there is a lethargy which sets in. So have breakfast, but even again, don't go without breakfast, because then your brain will not work properly. Again, don't skip breakfast. Most of the students I know, they skip breakfast. Not good for brain. Wake up early, I couldn't study very much, so to concentrate, what should I do before starting studies? Somebody asked, in the morning when I get up, I'm not able to study well. Go for a walk or a slight jog, and then sit down for studies. I can tell you, you'll feel very fresh. But don't go for something which is very, very strenuous. Don't go and play basketball for 1 hour and then sit down and study. You should not strain yourself, but you should wake up your body and brain. Somebody is asking, give me some tips for engineering aspirants. There is nothing in particular I can tell you for engineering aspirants. You have to do well in physics, chemistry, and maths. Other than that, what else can I say? Probably you can have a chat with me. This number is there. You can do it accordingly.